welcome to another round of Wow You Can Cook with Dr. Gloria leading you in a fantastic cooking class on how you can make egg salad with a twist. And since this is National Egg Month, you are in for a huge treat. Hi, Dr. Gloria.
Hi, sweetie. Good morning. Did all of you enjoy the little tidbits that we posted on the newsletter about eggs, how we started out the egg month? Okay, good.
Yeah, I love that.
One thing I want to make sure is to remind all of you, even if it's your own eggs, test your eggs the way I showed you. I mean, I have it scotch taped inside my cabinet door. I don't eat an egg without testing it because it'll save you a lot of lower GI issues and potentially something really serious. So that's an easy test, doesn't cost you anything. And I just use like what Tracy has, one of those big, like a four cup, or your measuring cup is bigger than mine, but like a 4-cup glass measuring cup. And then, you can see how the egg positions itself much easier. Okay, so put your hands up. Who's cooking? I know Lori is. Linda, Elsie, are you cooking, hun? And Nancy. Oh, good. Okay. So we've got, and Sandy. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. And this is a test. That's why it's got a twist. Do all 4 of you have like a little food processor of some kind? Yep. All of you? Okay. I want you to make the salad 2 ways. That's the twist. Because when I did it and mentioned it when I was doing the classes in person, they all went, what? It's egg. Mix it up, use a potato masher or a fork. And no, it's not the same. So I want you to do what the recipe says. Take all the ingredients, peel your eggs. Have you already peeled them, I hope?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And separate the yolk from the white. Do that first. Okay, so smash up the yolk and then smash up the white, in separate bowls, just like I mentioned in the recipe. And there's a reason for that, and I'll tell you in a minute. So put thumbs up when you ladies have that separated and you're done.
So here's a fun fact for everyone. I have my own chickens and we eat a lot of eggs. When I do hard-boiled eggs, it seems that it is so hard with my chicken's eggs for the white always wants to stick to the peel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you talking about when you hard boil them or just when you crack them, Tracy?
No, when I hard boil them. So
okay, but do you put them in a ice water bath?
Oh,
I bet you don't. You do?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Yeah. No. She says no. Lori,
but
you should.
But I didn't have too much. I got all the shells off, but because they were really fresh, like what Tracy was saying, it was a hard thing.
It is a hard thing. And as they're a little older, 2-3 days, I never use fresh eggs that I just got for egg salad or for hard-boiled eggs. I always use them 2 or 3 days old because they do peel easier. And you always have to, so let me tell you how I boil them while all of you are doing what you need to do. I put enough water to cover the eggs completely, probably by 1 inch. How many, depending on how many eggs you're doing. Put the cold water in and put the eggs in. It goes against all other rules. Put the eggs in while the water is cold. Don't wait till it boils. As soon as it boils, set your timer for 13 minutes. When it finishes boiling for 13 minutes, immediately pour out the hot water, okay? Then run it under some cold water and immediately add ice cubes. Fill your pan with ice cubes and let them sit until that water cools. And then you can either put them in the refrigerator or peel them. But I had to adjust. I mean, I tried 9 minutes and I tried 15, like all the experts say, and nothing worked. 13, as soon as the water starts boiling, works. Oh, you've got an egg poacher. I mean, an egg. Yeah, you've got an electric one. I do mine because I don't have room for one more gadget.
It works really, really well.
Does it? Good. Okay, so she's got an electric one. Okay, so does everybody have their eggs separated? The white and the yolk? Okay. So I want you to smash it as much as you can with a fork or a potato masher or whatever gadget you have that smashes them by hand. And then, Tracy, do you want me to go? We're going to dump all of the ingredients. The recipe wasn't about the ingredients so much as the technique. We used 8 hard-boiled eggs, cooled and peeled, 1 green onion or fresh chives. Now, I prefer the chives to green onion. I don't do well with green onion, but that's my preference. 1 rib of celery that you chopped really fine if you're doing it by hand. Don't use the food processor yet unless you absolutely have to. 3 to 4 tablespoons of pickles. Now, you can use bread and butter. I like bread and butter pickles because of the sweetness when I use egg salad. Other times I prefer dill pickles. So you can do whatever you want to do there, but I prefer bread and butter for this because it has the sweetness.
Do we mash up the whites too?
Yeah, mash up both of them by hand, yes. And then you're going to add, and you ladies don't have to rush, I just need to get this on the video. Half a cup of avocado mayonnaise, or use veganese if you do not eat mayonnaise with dairy. They're both just as good. A half a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and I have to admit I put 2 tablespoons because I like the tartness of the Dijon mustard. If I'm using 8 eggs, now if I'm only using 4, I would use exactly what this says. But if I'm using 8, I like more mustard. So adjust that to your taste. If you like that spiciness of the Dijon and it's got a really nice deep spiciness without being hot. A half a teaspoon of celery seed. Now, celery seed I don't easily find in powder. So sometimes you have to use a mortar and pestle or put it between a piece of wax paper or parchment paper and smash the heck out of them. Take your frustrations out on your celery seeds, but get them pretty smashed. Then 2 tablespoons of fresh dill weed. Now, if you don't have fresh, the organic, I don't have fresh right now because I can't grow it here in the apartment yet. So I use the organic dried dill weed, and I want to share something with you. There is a brand, and I just went blank, Lighthouse brand that you can buy online. You can buy in most grocery stores. They're all dried, freeze-dried herbs, but their home base is Sandpoint, Idaho, which is where I was for so many years. And I know the owners and I know the people that work there very well. Some of their herbs are grown in Europe in greenhouses organically, like the chives. Oh my gosh, the chives are amazing if you've never used their chives. They're dried and they are imported for them. The rest of them are all grown in their own greenhouses and then freeze-dried, but they're delicious. They're the best herbs I've ever used as far as buying a bottled herb. So that's what I use for chives, Lighthouse, and you'll see that they're made in Sandpoint, Idaho. And then last is 1 to 2 tablespoons of pickle juice. After you smash everything, you're going to add pickle juice, but don't combine them yet.
So do we put everything in there now?
Yep, everything. Just dump everything in.
In which one?
Doesn't matter because you're going to combine them later. Just dump it all in. I think the yolk is easier to dump everything in. That's what I did in cooking class.
Even the mayonnaise?
Yep, everything.
Okay. I made my mayonnaise yesterday.
Oh, did you? Cool. Oh,
it was
good.
Really fun.
Tracy's on it like always. She gave you the link for the Lighthouse. They have refrigerated salad dressings too in your grocery store's refrigerated section, but their herbs to me are the best. They have one, I'll tell you while you're doing that if you had it, I'd ask you to put it in. Tracy, you might like this. It's called Salad Blend, and it has chives and red onion and just a bunch of delicious herbs all in the blend already. And I usually just take the mortar and pestle, if I'm doing it that way, and just smash them a little to release the aromatics and to smash them up a little bit, okay? But Lighthouse is wonderful. And like I said, I've been through their factory many times, and they have a whole store in Sandpoint, Idaho. They don't have it anywhere else, but what do you have there?
It's Avanase. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't. Have
I
you,
got
Tracy?
that.
Oh,
Made
you have?
avocado oil.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I just buy, the organic avocado, but I haven't heard of that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Avonnaise. Clever name. Okay, so tell
And-
me when you have what?
Don't buy Lighthouse dressing. It's made with canola oil.
Yes, absolutely.
Well.
That's why I don't use all our dressing. Come on, with all the recipes I've given all of you in the ebooks, you should be making your own dressings anyway. You shouldn't be buying a bottle salad dressing. You get at least a D- from me, probably an F if you do that, because it's not healthy for you. And for those of you that don't remember, anything that is an oil that is a plant-derived oil like the canola and the soybean and all of those are very toxic and they cause inflammation. So the only oils that we promote that I use is coconut oil, avocado oil. You can use sesame oil if you're using like an Asian dish for a stir fry. You can use grapeseed oil, but in moderation. And that's because grapeseed oil is so good for high heat frying. If you're doing a big amount of frying and you want high heat without smoke, use the grapeseed oil. Okay. And then, of course, the oils that I love are the nut oils, macadamia nut oil, if they're pure. And then being in Texas, I absolutely love the pecan oil. It's pricey, but boy, is it good. But it's a little sweet, so you have to be careful what you use it in. Yes, Linda?
I have just a 4-cup food processor, so I'm gonna have to do 2 batches.
Okay, you'll have to, but don't do it yet. You did it
Okay.
all by hand, right?
Yeah,
So far, you've just smashed it. Okay. So
Right.
when you get everything smashed, here's the test. People say to me, well, what's the difference? Same ingredients, same eggs. I want you to mix the two things now. Your yolk or your white with all your ingredients, mix them together by hand. Don't put them in a blender yet, in a food processor. Mix them all real well so that everything is blended well.
You mix it, okay,
Just
Do
mix
you
it by hand,
right.
Just mix
but
it all together by hand.
The yolk one that I have here, do I put it in with the whites now?
Everything, yes, everything together. But don't put it in a food processor yet. You're gonna do it by hand.
And one other thing, I wanted to know why there isn't any pepper.
You put in whatever you want in pepper. I use white pepper sometimes to make it spicy, but you
It
can put
doesn't
in pepper
say that
if
on
you
the
choose
recipe
to.
that I love.
Yeah, no, but you can always put pepper. I don't know any dish you wouldn't. Tracy, do you know any dish you wouldn't put pepper? I love pepper.
Avocado mousse.
Well, true. That's my dessert. The chocolate avocado mousse, you don't want pepper. You're right. Hey, good thinking. Okay, so mix it all up. Put your thumbs up when you have it all mixed well. In other words, mix so well that you would eat it now. You'd put it on a bed of lettuce or a tortilla wrap, or I use my cauliflower wraps, or you can use one of the egg white wraps that Tracy gave us a recipe for. It's good in anything like that. As a wrap with a little sprouts. Tracy, have you had your sprouts?
Oh,
that you
yeah.
did from the, yeah, aren't they amazing?
Yeah, I've already done 2 whole batches. So
Really?
yeah,
Cool.
they're
You'll have to
good.
show us your sprouts when they get up to where we can really see them before you use the scissors and give them a haircut. Okay, so thumbs up when you have a question, Nancy?
I just wanted to add, I just got my sprouting jars to do.
Oh, cool.
Over the weekend.
Okay,
so I'm gonna
good.
do
Let
that.
us know how you enjoy them.
I bought a book on sprouting too, so.
Yeah, and when you get the trays, they usually, you know, I have both of them, the sprouting jars and the trays that are the quilts. They usually come with a little instruction booklet, but you're right, you need a little bit more because they give you so many good hints that we don't think of. You know, like people don't think of putting them in a wrap. It's so healthy. And the ones, of course, that we use are gluten-free. So I get the cauliflower slims, which are about the size of a corn tortilla from Trader Joe's. Or you can get the gluten-free. They have gluten-free tortillas now. And you can also use, like I said, the wonderful wrap that Tracy gave us with just egg whites. It doesn't matter. And then you put the sprouts in it because sometimes lettuce for a delicate wrap is too much. It starts falling apart. but right. But with the sprouts, you can put, and if you really want it a little bit spicier, use the radish. Have you had the radish sprouts?
You know what? I
Tracy?
don't know what I've had because there's been so many different ones, but I couldn't tell you the difference. I just eat them all.
You could tell if they were radish because they're spicy, but they're really good. If you want to just add a little spiciness, put the radish sprouts in there. Okay, thumbs up if everybody has their mixture, like you would eat it on a salad or a roll up. Okay, now I want you to take, Linda, you said you have the small 4-cup. I think that's what I have of the food processor. Does everybody else have a small food processor? Yeah, that's the size I have. Okay, now I want you to take, maybe, I don't know how many cups you ended up with, but take enough for a serving. Like you were going to make just a serving for yourself on a sandwich or on a wrap, and put it in the food processor, just enough for one serving. Okay. Nancy's having to dig for her little food processor. Got it. Yeah, the 4-cuppers are a perfect size. Is everybody ready? I want you to, perfect. That's what I have, the one that you can put the immersion blender in.
It's
Yeah.
an immersion, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have too. Okay, now I want you to blend what you put, enough for one serving, in the immersion blender or in the little food processor, and blend it until it's like a mousse, where it's creamy and it's like a mousse.
Okay.
Or like a pate, more like a mousse. If you were having a liver pate mousse or something. And I want you to blend it, and then I want you to take a taste of each one and tell me what you find. It's a completely different taste. Completely.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
I cheated this morning. I took the egg whites and put them in the food processor, so they were already a little bit. So now it's really
That's
easy.
okay. That's okay. Yeah, it's real easy. Yeah, go ahead, Nancy. Just go ahead and put enough that you would use for a serving. Not all the egg whites, but if you already did all of them, it's okay. The whole idea is that
So you have to go
it,
until even the pickles and stuff are completely like a mousse?
yes, it's got to be like a mousse.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's why I always chop my pickles real fine.
Yeah.
So that you can either use them, to eat it that way, chopped up by hand and blended, or if you put it into some electric gadget, because even the NutriBullet works okay for that if that's all you have. But I want you to give me, I'm not going to tell you, just the pickle juice does something completely different
I forgot
when
the
you,
pickle-
and I didn't know that. What was that?
I forgot the pickle juice.
Oh, good thing I said something.
Okay.
The pickle juice, and this is a chef friend of mine that was at the Culinary Institute where I was teaching, said, try it that way. And then I started doing it in my class as a test. And if you need to add a little more pickle juice, go ahead. I love pickles. So, and I know Tracy does too. So just add a little more pickle juice. If it's too thick to be a mousse, you don't want it runny, but you want it to where you could put it in a sandwich, or you could put it on hors d'oeuvres, on cucumber slices. It's delicious. Stuffed celery with it. I gave you all those suggestions in the recipe. So taste them both and tell me.
I got it.
Is it completely different?
Yes. Yeah, but I the one that's really mousse-like, it's doesn't have nearly as much flavor.
Okay, that's because you probably need more pickles in it.
Because the one that isn't, I can just taste everything. I can really taste.
Okay, so you would need to adapt it to your taste to put more
probably
pickles.
Need a little more salt in the one that's the moussey one.
Yeah, you probably do. So do that. Doctor it a little bit now, because the reason for showing you this, let me listen to Linda first. Did you try them both?
I tried them both. I like them both. It's going to be better even when it's cold because everything's kind of lukewarm right now.
Right, but they are a different flavor, aren't they?
Yes, definitely.
Completely different. Okay, what about you, Nancy? Have you tasted them yet?
Yes, I have. I'm trying to
And-
work with the pickle juice and the little one, so
But can you tell, oh, have you blended any in the little one yet?
yes,
Okay, so how, is the taste different, like we said?
it absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think that's all that's, oh no, we've got Sandy. Sandy, did you do it yet, hon?
Yes, I did.
And
Yeah,
give me a report.
It's a whole different taste.
Okay,
And
so this is, go ahead.
The
Sandy.
moose one is really good.
I know, that's my favorite. I mostly do it with the moose one. And Lori isn't liking the moose, I don't think.
Well,
You need
no,
more
I-
spices in it.
I do.
No?
I don't know what happened. I can really taste it all in the other one, you know, all of the different things.
Lori, add a little bit more Dijon mustard, hun. And some salt and pepper. That
Okay.
gives it that pizzazz.
The salt.
So-
really
More
helps.
than just what you said, because I like it spicy too.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Do it, and even a little white pepper if you want it a little spicier. So here's the lesson. People get stuck in a mode. Your mother made the egg salad this way, and your grandma made the potato salad that way, and we don't, or the tuna salad, and we don't venture out when it's so simple to change the exact same ingredients into a completely different dish. An example of that is use this with canned salmon or leftover salmon even, which is what I do. If I eat salmon out, it's always too much, so I always bring half home and make a salad the next day. And tuna. Do it the same way and give us a report. In other words, open a can of tuna, smash it with your hands, break it up really well, and then put part of it into a little food processor. The same tuna and salmon are exactly the same that way.
Yummy.
The other thing is, God forbid any of us have to be into a mode of survival. If you have canned chicken, I do not like canned chicken, but in an emergency, I always have 4 or 5 cans and we rotate them in the pantry. But the same thing, if we had a situation where we couldn't get chicken or it wasn't healthy for us to eat, you can take a can of chicken and do exactly the same. Break it up or make it into a mousse. And it's absolutely delicious. The only thing I would do is maybe add a little bit more of the pickle juice, a little bit more celery. You can even put in, like I said, the Lighthouse. Look up the Lighthouse salad spice mix. It's delicious. It is salad. It says salad. See it?
Yeah.
Salad dressing. Okay, let me tell you what's in it. It's amazing. It changes everything. And you can mix them yourself, the same ingredients, because I know how they make this. But the point is that you'd have to go out and buy them all and mix it, and this is all done for you. It's parsley, so you could put fresh parsley. Lori, for instance, if you wanted more flavor, add some fresh parsley. Red onion, chives, shallots, garlic, dill, and that's it. Organic and
Oh, yum.
freeze-dried.
Yum.
Yeah, let me tell you again. It's got parsley. So there again, if you don't have this, you could add fresh parsley. Red onion. But if you use red onion in it, it's pretty strong. I don't like a real strong onion flavor of a fresh onion because then that's all I taste. Then chives, which the recipe had some fresh ones in. Shallots, garlic, and dill. That's all it has. So when you add this, in addition to what the basic recipe is, use the same one for your tuna and your salmon. It's amazing. And I'm really curious for all of you to try the canned salmon and the canned tuna and do it the 2 ways and let me know. You
Okay.
can just do enough for a serving for yourself like you did now to try it. Yeah, Tracy.
So I have a question. So now you have one that's chunky and one that's smooth. Do you combine them
Right.
together?
Yes, you combine them depending. That's a good question. You combine
Do you
them
need another
depending on
bag?
what you want to do.
Okay.
You let's say that you want just a little bit of the mush, okay, of the mousse. You can put as much of that as you want in your little food processor and add it to the chunky one.
Mhm.
If you want just the mousse, which I usually end up doing just the mousse, then add your other, you might have to do it in batches, but add your chunky one to the to the blender and go ahead and just make it all a mousse. I just usually end up making it a mousse because I love it. And like I said, on vegetable slices, on whatever. But think of I mean, all this month, we're going to have recipes for eggs. This is the only test, I promise. But it's a good one because I know people are like, oh, she's only going to tell us about egg salad. I do egg salad all the time. Yes, but you have to remember there's a million ways to do eggs. And that's what we're trying to do this month, since it's National Egg Month, is be able to give you some options so that you think, wow, I never thought of putting it in a wrap, or I never thought of putting some sprouts in it, or I never thought of making it a mousse. That's the whole reason for this, is not just doing egg salad, but I've even done potato salad this way and mashed up everything that I put in my potato salad in a little food processor and then added it to the chunky potato salad. And it forms more of a cream in the salad. It's delicious.
What's the difference in the deviled egg? If you wanted to do like egg, you know, what do they call deviled eggs? You know, where you have,
Yeah, where you stuff the egg,
but obviously you wouldn't have the egg white because you're stuffing the egg white with.
Right, you just wouldn't have the egg whites, Lori. That's a good question. Just do everything else except the egg whites and blend it really, really smooth and stuff them. Put a little piece of parsley on top, or I like putting a little sprig of fresh dill if you have it. It's not only decorative, but it's a really nice bite when you bite into the egg. The dill, it gives you that little bit of tartness that's really good. So yeah, that's a good question. So ladies, did you learn something new? How you can
Yes.
change something that's so basic. And you've probably done it the same way all your adult life, right?
Right.
Have you? Yeah, right. Sandy's shaking her head, right? Yeah, because all of us get into that routine. I'm going to start showing you different ways of doing the same exact food. I'll give you an example. I just added to the list of things we're going to do in the next couple months through the summer, cube steaks. Remember how good the cube steaks were, and they were very tender and they're very inexpensive? Okay. Whether you tenderize them yourself or whether you buy them like I do already as a cube steak, which means it's already tenderized, it's the least expensive cut of meat and it's healthy because there's hardly any fat in it. And it's already tenderized for you. So I'm going to show you several ways of doing that so that you can use a lean, inexpensive cut of meat and not just keep doing it the same way. Just remember that the sauces that we've all, had, that I made in ebooks and shared with all of you, is the trick. Don't get stuck on, oh, I love this one sauce and that's all you use. That's why we're trying to give you a big array of diversity there. Tracy, what was that sauce that you said you love the most of the ones that we've made?
The peanut butter sauce.
Yeah, the peanut butter sauce. So have you ever realized that in Indonesian cooking, they use the peanut butter sauce even in egg dishes?
Ooh.
Magda, you probably know that, right?
Yep.
Yes. And so I'm testing it because they use a lot of hot spices, as Magda knows. They use a lot of peppers and chilies and all that with it. So I'm testing it out to see how we can get the same consistency and similar flavor without the nightshades, so that we don't have anything in there that we know can induce inflammation. Did you have something to say, Magda?
No.
Oh, okay. So I refer to her because I know that she knows all her Indonesian culinary adventures. So
I have a question. I want to know what kind of pickles you guys used.
Bread and butter.
I bought the organic ones. Oh, that's a good point. Bread and butter?
Bread and butter.
Lori, what'd you use?
I used these dill pickle spears from Trader Joe's. Then I also used, mixed with it, the organic sweet bread and butter pickle chips.
Okay, so you
I
use
just
both.
mixed them both. Yeah.
That's a good idea,
Okay.
actually.
It
What
is.
else?
I haven't done that because I like the bread and butter.
Sandy, Nancy, what'd you guys use?
I use dill pickles.
Okay, because you like that better than the little bit of sweetness, huh?
Yes. I don't
Okay.
like the sweet.
Nancy,
I use
you
the
don't like
bread.
the sweet.
I use the bread and butter. I thought about trying it with the dill, but kosher. But I just
Yeah,
wanted
but
thing to.
try it
I'm-
next time. Try it next time with the dill. Try it again. Don't get stuck on the bread and butter because that's what I had in the recipe. Try the dill and see what you like better. Hold on, Lori. Nancy, go ahead.
I was just going to add, and I'm sure Lori's thinking of this too, but this will be great to have like as a dip if you're doing a
Oh yeah,
potluck with like gluten-free
Ab-
crackers or.
exactly. Or vegetables.
Good
Have it
idea.
like on a Chartier board, you know, where you can have it with vegetables and yeah, your gluten-free crackers. You know what else it's wonderful on? I don't know if any of you have found the. I'll be right with you, Linda. I don't know if any of you found the baguettes that are gluten-free. They're
Oh.
amazing, and if you just toast them a little bit and then put this on it, it's a fabulous hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah.
And it's filling.
Wow.
But you do need to try the dill pickles as well, because again, it's a whole different meal. I want to see Linda's. Wow, are those pretty? What'd you put them on?
All right, I have organic romaine lettuce, and I put the chunky there and sprinkled some of my sprouts that I made. And then I did cucumbers with the mousse, the thinner
Uh-huh.
one. But
Oh.
Yep.
you know, I always look at these and I'm like, I have to add some color. And I know tomatoes, I mean, I'm okay with tomatoes, but so I put a little bit of tomato on there and then I just threw on some blackberries.
Oh,
So,
you always
ready
do
for
such a
mine?
great job. Make sure you put the picture up so Tracy has it. But okay, so when she did that, I want to tell you one thing that I did one time. There was a patient of mine, and I had a fundraiser, and they imported organic prosciutto. They were Italian. They had a beautiful deli. And when I told her I was going to do a fundraiser, she donated a bunch of prosciutto, which you know is already cured. You don't have to cook it. It's like fancy bacon. And she took the prosciutto and made a little rosebud and put it on top of the same exact salad I just showed you. And it was the talk of the whole fundraiser. We had just hors d'oeuvres. We didn't have main meals. And it was so pretty because she made a little tiny rosebud, just wrapped it around and made it look like a little rosebud. So you can do anything. You can sprinkle, if you put it on like Linda did, sprinkle some. Remember what I said bacon dust was? Do any of you remember? I can't chew, remember, I have a bad jaw. So we do bacon dust for me. We fry the good organic uncured bacon really crisp, let it cool, and put it in the little food processor. That's bacon dust. So you can sprinkle it on your hors d'oeuvres, you can sprinkle it on your salads or your eggs if you're having trouble chewing like I do.
Wow.
I'm okay if the bacon's real crispy, but if it's not super crispy, and with the humidity, if it sits out, it gets chewy and I can't chew it. I don't have the strength in my jaw. So bacon dust, don't forget that. That's a good way to do it when you're having trouble with that, or you want to just sprinkle it on something like what Linda just did. Okay, did somebody have a comment?
I had a
Lori?
question.
Yes.
I always like to put all black olives or like Greek olives.
Yes.
And I think it's good in there, gives it a little bit of a zing. The Greek especially.
Kalamata
even the
olives would be great.
green olives are good too.
Are good, but there again, Lori, when you try that, try the different olives with either dill pickles only or the bread and butter, because it changes the flavor.
Okay.
The green olive with the pickles, depending on the pickle. Okay, so the green olive goes better with the dill pickle. The black olive goes better with the bread and butter. Think of the flavors. You want the vinegary taste. You don't want to mix the two. So that's a good option. Yeah, you're right. That's great. Another thing that I love to do is sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese. I love Parmesan. Good, freshly ground Parmesan on top is amazing. And then you could put some prosciutto or bacon or even ham if you wanted. You could cut it up in a little square and put it on top. It's amazing as an hors d'oeuvre, but just think of the same recipe now with tuna salad, salmon salad, and then your egg salad. You have an entire platter of hors d'oeuvres that you could make without a heck of a lot of work. and without a lot of expensive
Wow.
ingredients. So one more thing, remember the recipe we had with the za'atar that all of you bought? Try that on this as a topping. It's fabulous. Sprinkle some za'atar on, like what you just did, Linda, on top of your little cucumber slices. Sprinkle za'atar on it. Yeah, even on the one that's chunky, it doesn't matter. But use it like a garnish. And then if you really like it, just add more. But za'atar changes the flavor again. So there's another way to make your eggs be a little fancier, to elevate them a little bit. So did you enjoy that test? To see the difference? Something very simple and you did it differently? Okay, I'm going to throw one more at you. Remember that we made a ham salad, and I asked you all to buy, a good, boar's head or one of the good deli that they slice off of the chunk of the ham. Well, if you make the same recipe, make a note of it on your recipe if you printed it, and use the ham, it's exactly the same. And then you add a little za'atar, and you've got quite an hors d'oeuvre. Mash it up, make it into a mousse, and then put your za'atar on top. And we have some more recipes coming with using some of the exotic spices. And like I said to all of you, don't buy huge amounts, just buy a little bit. Keep them in a dark place, they'll last for a long time. And that way it gives you the opportunity to try different ethnic dishes with spice combinations that we normally wouldn't use in North America. And that's what gives such a great expansive palette to our culinary adventures, because we're not stuck using just the same old rosemary, thyme, marjoram, salt, and pepper. Okay,
Right.
we get away from that by being able to do that. So I will have other recipes for you with za'atar, but that's a good way to use it today, to try it on top and see how. You don't have to mix it in, just use it as a garnish. Not that you can't mix it in, but I like it as a garnish on top. So now the other thing I want to say is I apologize, I don't remember our member's name, but one of the gals, did you see it? Tracy, did you see the gal that had my Simply Meals bound in spiral and made it into a cookbook? Did you see it?
Oh, no.
Oh, I was so impressed. I thanked her on our Telegram channel, but I don't remember her name. I apologize, but she took it to like I want to do eventually with every ebook, is have them bound in spiral, because I hate cookbooks that you're trying to keep them open.
I know.
Or you have to buy a stand and it takes up more space on my counter that I don't want. A spiral stays open. So she took it to a place like Office Depot and had it done in color, and it looks exactly like the PDF, Tracy. It's really cool. And she published it. She put it on Telegram for those of you that are on Telegram, and I thanked her profusely. That's quite a compliment, quite an endorsement when she took the time and the effort to go have it done. Yes, Pat. It was you.
It was me.
It was Pat. Pat, did you go to Office Depot?
I couldn't find out. I couldn't find out how to put my name there. I haven't learned that yet. I haven't gotten there.
That's okay.
But yeah, that was
okay. Oh, you mean when you posted it? Do you have it handy that you can show them?
Right.
Do you have it handy now?
Yeah, I can get it.
For those of you that didn't see it, it just looks, I mean, it's amazing. So that's what I wanted to do with all of the ebooks eventually. And I was thinking that later on we could use it for a fundraiser for some of our projects or whatever Cynthia thought was appropriate. But I like spiral bound. For anything to do with cooking, I don't like a bound book. I resist buying a hardbound whenever I can. Yes, Nancy?
I just wanted to add that you can send it electronically or go on the website for like Staples and tell them what you want, and they'll do it and then go pick it up.
Cool. I haven't done that. That's a great suggestion, because I'm out in the Tules, so not where I can run to a Home Depot.
It's pricey, but
oh, that's great. Great. Pat, show us.
Oh,
nice.
Look how nice it looks.
Wow.
Simply assembled. And she had it bound and it's exactly like the PDF. So thank you for doing that. That's a huge.
Well, thank you. That was very special. Very special.
And let us know which ones you try. Let us. Have you done the other? Have you done the one that's the sauces and the dressings?
Yeah, last night I just tried to cheat a bit and put some beans in my toaster oven because I have an air fryer. But I didn't quite
Yeah.
like it because I was trying to do something without oil and it didn't cut it. So I gotta
You don't
move
have
on.
to. You were trying to roast the chickpeas. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, dry roast. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You can dry roast them in a cast iron skillet. You don't have to use oil, hun. You
And
can
yeah,
do it in a cast iron skillet.
will they come out the same way or will they, yeah, pretty
Oh
much.
yeah, they're just about. Tracy, haven't you done that on a cast iron?
No, but you can bake them on a cookie sheet and just
Yeah.
roast them in the oven and then they get crunchy.
Yeah. I didn't care for the
they're not-
flavor, so I got to work on it.
Yeah, you'll have to work on it because when they're dried, they're delicious. I mean, when they're really
Yeah.
crispy, they're a treat that once you start eating them, it's hard to stop. It's almost like starting with nuts or peanuts or, but they have to be really crispy. And so a toaster oven is fine. I've done them in that, but you have to do it a little longer to get them real crispy. I do them in a cast iron skillet. And I don't use, I take it back. I used a tiny bit of coconut oil. When Brian does them, he doesn't use any. He uses it just in the cast iron skillet. And he stands there and watches them very carefully until they get nice and crispy. And then you let them cool because when they're hot, they're not as good.
Okay,
Don't
maybe
try
I
them when they're
cooked
hot. Let
mine-
them cool.
Maybe I cooked mine too long because they were dry inside. Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Oh, that could have been it. Okay, so try it again. But have you tried any of the recipes in the sauces or in the salad dressings?
Oh yeah, I've done the pomegranate sauces is my favorite, and then I did the potato cakes, and I'm having a great time
Cool.
here. Yeah, thank
Good.
you.
So are you gonna make those into cookbooks too?
Well, I had all I could do to do my recipes, but this was special.
That was
very
special. That's great.
for the summer, especially.
Thank you. Yes, it is for summer. That's why I wanted it now. Thank you. The last thing I want to say is, let's see. Oh, she's not on today. Who's our gal that wanted to know
Jill?
about salmon? Jill isn't on.
Bill's on vacation for the
Okay.
next 2 weeks.
Okay, so when she comes back, I'll make the announcement. But I know that salmon season in most parts, probably not for Jorgen, it's probably all year for him. But salmon, do you eat fish, Jorgen?
No, I eat like a vegan.
Okay, so no fish.
No.
Salmon season here in the States is the only place I really know is in the summer. It's July or August because I've been to Alaska when the salmon are running and it was the end of August. So it usually goes July, August up to the early part of October, depending on the weather. So that's why I'm saving the salmon. But before that season comes, since it's so good in the summer, I'm going to have a canned salmon recipe for you that are croquettes. They're delicious. So when you get a chance, get yourself a can or two of canned salmon. Make sure that you get the one that is all natural and not farm raised. I think it's called Natural Catch or something. I don't remember the name of it. Something Catch is natural, and even Costco has some sometimes. So when you get a chance, if you're going to cook the salmon croquettes, get a can or two so that we can make the croquettes before the actual salmon run, and then you'll be able to buy your fresh salmon wherever you are. Okay, well, I hope you all enjoyed that. Any comments, questions? And again, Pat, thank you. That was so great. Thank you for sharing that.
I would like to
Teresa.
announce the meeting for next week is going to be Taiwanese sesame noodles.
Yeah, really good and simple, very easy to do. So thank you for doing that. And I want all of you to quickly comment. Don't you love what Tracy has done with the view for the next week?
Yeah.
I call it my TV guide for all of us that are of that age that remember our TV guide.
So good.
Yeah, I know you didn't do it today. But it's okay. It's okay.
Still do
But that
I'll do it
preview
now.
of next Okay, let's do it now. Go ahead.
Let me
We have
find the
time.
video. Sneak peek for the week.
Sneak peek for the week. A week of growth, sharing joyful moments, learning and developing the new you, both masterful and wise. Monday on Wow You Can Cook, we featured Dr. Gloria's special egg salad with a twist. Monday and Thursday on Vibe Tribe is Quantum Superheroes. What is your superpower? Are you a truth warrior, a healer, or a visionary? This week, Vibe Tribe will pay tribute to the gifts each of you bring to this new world we are envisioning together. So bring your favorite cape and mask to this very special celebration. Tuesday, we have a special bioscan program. Darlene will feature 2 members and review their bioscan results, and she will suggest lifestyle improvements. Please come to get your questions answered. Tuesday on Key and Fatigue and Monkey Mind. With a little knowledge and some action, you can put an end to unwanted fatigue, indecisiveness, and monkey mind. Learn to live better with less effort.
Hey.
Tuesday's Pray For Me is a massive step into the God Spark action mode. Pray For Me is where members share dynamic, committed, prayerful action for themselves, other members, and their loved ones during a heartfelt live Zoom call. Request prayers online at quantumhealingsystems.org/prayer chain. QHS is working on a quantum level multidimensionally in every way. On Wednesday is the wonderful volunteer call with Inside Scoop for active members seeking to take a role in QHS projects. If you're interested in all QHS and want to help, this call is for you. Thursday on Wow, Dr. Gloria will talk about what is really in your food, what is safe, and what to avoid. Creating healthy habits for lasting lifestyle changes. Breathe on Friday. This class is transformational, practicing breath with intention. Wow Can Breathe is giving you the ability to release trauma to transform your life. We close the week with the fabulous Q&A call. This is the members sharing their experiences, bringing their questions to the team for answers. This is all about the global focus of QHS, where we've been and where we're going. It's the time capsule to every week. Our amazing admin team loves seeing your smiling faces on live Zoom calls and hearing your incredible testimonials. Check the newsletter for complete details of each event. You can find all the links to join each call on the website's community resources page. And while you are there, check out the Bioscan project. Make it a beautiful week, my friend.
Okay, lots and lots of
See,
stuff for
that's
the
our-
week. Thank you guys so much.
That's
for
our
cooking
TV
today.
guide. Yes, thank you all. One other thing that I had made a note that I haven't shared with you yet. When you make the egg salad with anything sweet, with the bread and butter pickles, another trick to try is use some cashews.
Oh.
Blend them up in the small food processor, because the cashews with the bread and butter pickles are amazing. It forms a really creamy texture to the salad without making it watery. Okay, if you use anything else in that salad, or you use too much mayo, it gets watery. The cashews don't do that. I just bought a big bag and tried it, and it's delicious. So you can add just a few cashews to your food processor and put that into your mousse or your chunky salad. But you would have to blend them first to get that creaminess, and then throw them into the chunky type salad, okay? The chunky recipe. So, or both. Yeah, Tracy says or both.
Lori has a
Thank you,
question.
everybody.
Does
Yes.
any other nut can you use any other nut, like an almond or anything?
Almond isn't the same, but
Walnut?
oh God, the little
Pecans
no,
or
that,
pine nuts.
no, pine nuts. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name. Pine nuts are real sweet. They're much like a macadamia nut would be okay too.
Mhm.
So I would say that the 3 nuts would be pine nut, macadamia, and cashews. They have their own type of sweetness that go really well with the bread and butter pickles. They wouldn't go well with the dill, but they would go. Almonds would be okay with the dill, Lori,
Oh, okay.
because it's a neutral flavor. Yeah, but not with the sweet ones. Okay.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a great
Thank
week.
you.
Stay safe.
Bon
And
appetit,
we'll see you
everyone.
on Thursday, so you know what to eat and what not to. So it'll be a really interesting show. Thank
See
you,
everybody
everybody. God
on Black
bless.
Tribe.
God
See you
bless.
Thank
on Friday.
See
you.
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you.